For 11 years, we followed their journey. From the very first letter from Hogwarts to the final goodbye at Platform 9 3/4. We watched them grow up. We saw friendships form, fall apart, and come back stronger. But while we can simply restart the movies anytime today, there was no reset button for the cast. Because what happens when you're part of the biggest film franchise of all time as a child, and then suddenly, no one is calling action anymore? Welcome to BackOnScreen, your channel for TV series nostalgia. Today, we're taking a look back at the Harry Potter cast, then versus now, and at careers that turned out very differently than many expected. Evanna Lynch, Luna Lovegood. Back then, Luna Lovegood was different, quiet, dreamy, unconventional, and that's exactly why she became a fan favorite instantly. Evanna Lynch never felt like a typical actress, but like someone who had stepped straight out of the wizarding world. After Harry Potter. After the series ended, Evanna appeared, among other projects, in My Name is Emily, a small and deeply personal indie film. She also worked in theater and competed on the dance show Dancing with the Stars. Today, Evanna is deeply committed to mental health awareness and speaks openly about her own struggles, including eating disorders, mental health, and self-discovery. She uses her platform to inspire and encourage others. Luna Lovegood was never loud, and that's exactly what makes her unforgettable to this day. Robbie Coltrane, Rubeus Hagrid. Hagrid was the heart of Hogwarts. He was the first adult who truly made Harry feel safe, warm-hearted, clumsy, and fiercely loyal. Robbie Coltrane turned a supporting character into an emotional anchor. After Harry Potter, Coltrane continued acting, including roles in the British series Cracker, for which he had already earned major recognition before Harry Potter. But no role ever reached that same emotional impact again. Legacy. Robbie Coltrane passed away in 2022, but his words live on. I may not be here anymore, but Hagrid will be. And that's exactly how it feels. Hagrid was more than just a character. He was comfort, warmth, and a sense of home for Harry, for Hogwarts, and for millions of viewers around the world. Matthew Lewis, Neville Longbottom. Neville was the boy who forgot everything. He stumbled, shook, and was constantly underestimated. Hardly anyone would have thought that he would play one of the most crucial roles in the finale. After Harry Potter, Matthew Lewis initially almost disappeared from the public eye until his dramatic image transformation made headlines. After Harry Potter, Matthew Lewis underwent one of the most striking physical transformations in film history. Suddenly, the shy Neville had turned into a confident actor. He went on to appear, among other projects, in Me Before You, alongside Emilia Clarke, and in the series All Creatures Great and Small. Today, Matthew Lewis works steadily, down to earth, and without scandal, and Neville is now considered one of the most underrated heroes of the entire saga. Tom Felton, Draco Malfoy. Back then, Draco Malfoy was the most hated student at Hogwarts. Arrogant, privileged, cruel, and portrayed so convincingly that many fans confused the actor with the role. After Harry Potter, Tom Felton appeared, among other projects, in the blockbuster Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and later in TV series such as The Flash. But behind the scenes, he struggled with personal issues which he later spoke about openly. Today, Tom Felton is one of the most fan-connected actors from the entire series. He openly acknowledges his mistakes and reflects on his past and has undergone one of the strongest image transformations of all. Ralph Fiennes, Lord Voldemort. Lord Voldemort was evil personified. Quiet, controlled, terrifying. And for a long time, many viewers didn't even know which actor was behind the character. Ralph Fiennes was already a celebrated actor before Harry Potter, among other roles in Schindler's List and The English Patient. After Harry Potter, he went on to star in films such as The Grand Budapest Hotel, Skyfall, as a James Bond villain, and The Menu. Today, Ralph Fiennes is considered one of the most respected actors of his generation. His Voldemort was not a comic book villain, but pure, cold menace. Maggie Smith, Minerva McGonagall. Strict, fair, unshakable. Minerva McGonagall embodied authority, integrity, and quiet warmth all at once. Maggie Smith gave the character a dignity that brought stability to Hogwarts after Harry Potter. Even beyond the wizarding world, she remained a defining presence in film and television history. With the series Downton Abbey, she reached an entirely new generation and once again proved why she was considered one of the most important actresses of her time. Legacy. Maggie Smith passed away in September 2024 at the age of 89. Her body of work reaches far beyond Harry Potter, but for many fans, she will forever be the professor who watched over Hogwarts with poise, sharpness, and heart. Harry Potter was not the peak of her career, but one of many significant chapters in an extraordinary career. Alan Rickman, Severus Snape. Snape was the greatest mystery of the series. Cold, bitter, intimidating, yet full of inner conflict. Alan Rickman knew from the very beginning how Snape's story would end a secret he kept for years. After Harry Potter, Rickman appeared among other roles in Sweeney Todd, Alice in Wonderland, and Love. Actually a role that introduced him to a younger audience as well. Legacy, Alan Rickman passed away in 2016. He left behind a performance that only revealed its full depth over time. Severus Snape was not an easy character, and that is exactly why he remains unforgettable. Rickman gave him restraint, pain, and dignity, a performance that transcends the genre itself. Rupert Grint, Ron Weasley. Ron was the emotional anchor of the friendship. Insecure, loyal, humorous, always a little in Harry's shadow. After Harry Potter, Rupert appeared among other projects in Into the White, and later in the Apple TV series Servant, produced by M. Night Shyamalan. Today, he lives a deliberately private life and is a family man who avoids the traditional Hollywood circus. He now appears on screen only occasionally. No big comeback, just a quiet path of his own. While others chased fame, he chose normality. Helena Bonham Carter, Bellatrix Lestrange. Bellatrix was madness personified, unpredictable, cruel, fascinating. After Harry Potter, Helena Bonham Carter continued working with Tim Burton, including Alice in Wonderland and Dark Shadows. She later portrayed Princess Margaret in The Crown. Today, she remains what she has always been, uncompromising, eccentric, and unique. Michael Gambon, Albus Dumbledore. Sir Michael Gambon was a celebrated Irish-British actor who took on the role of Albus Dumbledore starting with the third film, The Prisoner of Azkaban, portraying the character in 6 of the 8 Harry Potter films. He assumed the role after the death of Richard Harris and gave the headmaster a distinctive, deeply resonant voice. After Harry Potter, he remained devoted to the theater but also appeared in films such as The King's Speech. Legacy. Sir Michael Gambon passed away in September 2023 at the age of 82. His Dumbledore stood for wisdom, but also for doubt and responsibility, and the burden of difficult decisions. He showed that even the greatest wizards are not free from flaws, and in doing so, made Albus Dumbledore deeply human. Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter, the boy who lived. Daniel Radcliffe carried the biggest role and the greatest pressure. Daniel Radcliffe was the face of an entire generation. The boy with the scar became a symbol of courage, friendship, and loss. At just 11 years old, Daniel carried the weight of a billion-dollar franchise, something that would have overwhelmed even seasoned actors. After Harry Potter, he starred in unconventional films such as Swiss Army Man, Horns, and Now You See Me Too. He also achieved major success on Broadway. Today, Daniel Radcliffe is considered one of the bravest former child stars in Hollywood, not because he became the biggest star, but because he stayed true to himself. Katie Leung, Cho Chang. Cho Chang was Harry's first great love, gentle, reserved, kind, but also a character often caught between expectations and loss. Katie Leung portrayed Cho with a quiet, emotional depth that became especially noticeable after Cedric's death. But Cho was never the loud heroine, and was therefore often unfairly overshadowed by other characters. After Harry Potter, after the series ended, Katie Leung deliberately stepped away from big blockbuster films. She worked extensively in theater, appeared in British TV series, and searched for her place away from the pressure of the franchise. Among other projects, she appeared in The Foreigner, alongside Jackie Chan, and worked as a voice actress on animated projects. Today, most recently, Katie Leung has made a strong comeback in television and is part of the cast of Bridgerton. In doing so, she is reaching a new generation of viewers without losing her calm, controlled presence. At the same time, she now speaks openly about the immense pressure she faced as a young actress, and about the darker sides of early fame. Her path is not a classic Hollywood fairy tale, but a quiet, self-determined new beginning. Cho Chang may not have been perfectly written, but she represents something very real. First love, uncertainty, and the idea that not every story has to be told loudly to be remembered. Emma Watson, Hermione Granger. Hermione was the smartest child at Hogwarts, disciplined, brave, morally grounded. After Harry Potter, Emma Watson starred in The Perks of Being a Wallflower, The Bling Ring, and took on the lead role in Disney's live-action adaptation Beauty and the Beast. Today, she studied at Brown University, became a UN Special Envoy, and now appears more selectively and less frequently. Emma Watson has become less of a movie star and more of a voice. Harry Potter was a fairy tale for the cast, but also a test. Some found their place after Hogwarts, some searched for a long time, and some left marks that will last forever. But no matter where they stand today for millions of people, they will always be part of a world.